Hey everybody, we are live. Want to welcome everybody. Hopefully it's a good sound check. You can hear me okay. Everything's good. I want to welcome everybody that's come into the to the live. Hopefully you're having a great day. I know I am. So hopefully you are too. I know sometimes these things kind of start off a little bit slow and get going. I'm taking a little different posture than rather than just sitting down in front of the camera. I'm going to kind of stand up if you don't mind. I just feel more comfortable moving around a little bit and talking and kind of, I guess, a little more animated, I guess I would say. So here, hey, zucchini boots. How are you? How are you? No. Hi, Life in Beautiful Vlogs. How are you? Bola Clues, how are you? Hopefully everybody's having an awesome day. I know I am, like I said. So kind of just starting off the live, just kind of trying to make these a habit of doing them every Tuesday. I kind of question Tuesdays or Thursdays work for me. I'm sorry, it's Thursday, right? So Tuesdays or Thursdays, one of those two kind of work. So I know what you meant. So so it was kind of a test. Let's see, we'll do this on Thursdays for a couple of weeks, and then if it, we'll see how it goes, and then maybe we'll try Tuesdays for a few weeks as well. Hey, Christy, how are you? Hey, Drunken Chef, how are you? So so we'll see how it goes, and like I said, I'm going to try to do these every week. Yeah, good morning, Christy. I know it's morning, so. But I don't know. But we're going to try this and see how it goes. See how the turnouts are, and like I said, I kind of try to make it a regular thing. I know that I have TubeBuddy, and I was listening to Kilted Adventurers, and he's a big fan of TubeBuddies, and he was talking about TubeBuddies, and so I downloaded the extension onto my laptop, and it actually gives you a preferred time of when you should do your lives and when you should release your videos based on the viewers and what time your viewers are on. So I kind of started doing that a little bit. So just to kind of see how it went. And so far, it's actually worked pretty well. Pretty happy with the results I've gotten seen so far. But I wanted to kind of do this as well. So Drunken Chef, you're good. Hopefully you're cooking up some good stuff for us. Hey, little chef, how are you? So hopefully everybody's cooking good stuff this day and getting ready for the weekend and all that stuff. So Christy's using TubeBuddies too. Yeah. So it's actually it's been interesting to see some of the comments and the results that TubeBuddy is giving me. So I'm using the free version. I'm not paying for it at this point in time. Not sure whether I will in the future, but it's worth exploring and looking at it and everything else. So I'm going to try to see if I can adjust my screen. The screen is my screen is really not very bright. So did you turn down the brightness on it? Uh-huh. All right. So anyway, so my screen's not very bright right now. So it's kind of hard reading the comments, but we'll get through it. So it's okay. So yeah. Okay. So no, I'm at the comments on the laptop. So tell me, where are you from today? If you don't mind me asking, where are you from? How's the weather where you're at? Just kind of get the conversation going. Tell me a little bit about yourself if you can. So Blessed Michelle's on as well. Did I see that? I see little chef. Oh yeah, she is. So thanks everybody for coming. So today I just thought I'd talk a little bit about we're coming up quickly on the end of the month. I was just going to kind of quickly talk a little bit about plans for September. Right, we're getting into the Burrs months, so it's almost Christmas season. so, um, so we're getting into those Burr months. Hey Tom, how are you? Tom Garvey, how's everything going? So, so a couple things, just kind of talk a little bit about what's going on. What are we going to do for September? What am I going to do for September? I should say, not what are we going to do, but what am I going to do for September? Just kind of talk a little bit about that. I also thought I'd talk because I got some questions asked a while ago over a couple of videos about different supplements I take. I thought maybe I would kind of touch on those a little bit. So, so I just kind of touch on those a little bit and just kind of go through those a little bit. I'm not sure how long the live will be today. To be honest with you, I've been super busy at work. Work is just overloaded right now. We're just kind of crazy. Things are getting super busy, and I work in the aerospace industry. We weren't supposed to have the aerospace industry was supposed to kind of come back slowly, and instead it has just kind of come roaring back. So we've got a lot of our business back that we lost during the last 2 years, and then some. So we're trying to deal with it and all that good stuff. So so hopefully you guys are doing well. So let me know if any of you guys are doing keto or a low carb lifestyle. I know Tom is, because Tom and I have talked a little bit. I've been on. Tom has a live as well as Christy does as well. I know Christy has a live here in about an hour, right? 45 minutes or so. So go over there and check out those channels as well. Tom and Mike from Ketorific Journey do on Wednesday nights, they do a live stream together. And 1 week they're on Mike's channel, and the next week they're on Tom's channel, and they kind of go back and forth, which is kind of nice. So they kind of collaborate together and help each other out and grow as well. So I know he has a lot of people come on it as well as guests and stuff of that nature. So so go over there and check each other's channels out as well. So it really help each other out as well. So, but anyway, so September is only a week away, a week from today, right? So the next live stream would actually be on September 1st. So maybe I should wear my Santa hat next Thursday and sing some Christmas carols and so. But anyway, but I am going to talk a little bit about keto. What am I going to do next month? What am I doing for my health, wellness, that kind of stuff? I do usually do a calendar. I don't have it ready yet, just because I haven't had really time to finish it off. I want to go through it, make some adjustments on it. There's not going to be a lot of stuff that had changed from this month to last month. So I'm going to be doing a lot of the same stuff. One of the things was at the beginning of last month, I was not necessarily 100%. How do you say? I wasn't tracking as much. I was still kind of doing it loosely. So this month I'm going to try to do a better job of tracking. Kind of keep things going. And I'm going to pull up some other stuff too, because I do have some data and stuff like that. How did I do with my weigh-in last week and stuff. So I have been tracking every week pretty much for the last couple of weeks anyway. The first part of the month, like I said, I was doing it, but I wasn't really doing it on the weekends. I was kind of doing it during the week. So I was haphazardly doing it, right? So and I kind of want to do a better job at it. So that's one of the things I'm going to do differently this month than I have in the past months. And I want to open up something here in a minute. I can get it downloaded. All right. And then I'm going to share my screen, see if I can share it. go to Windows. You would think I've done this a couple of times now that I get pretty good at it, but I still. I'm going to pull this up like I'm going to print it because it comes up bigger screen. But better yet, no, what I'm going to do is just kind of increase the size of it. You can see it. So one thing I do is every month is I do weigh myself, but I weigh myself every Friday. And I do that just because if I did it every day, it would drive me crazy. So your weight's going to fluctuate from day to day, from month to month, based on foods that you've ate, things that you drank. There's tons and tons of factors, environmental factors, and everything else that goes into play. So I just do it once a week. It just kind of gives me an idea of, well, how am I doing? Statistically, it shows that Fridays are the day of the week that you weigh the least amount during the week. So it's generally because people work during the week, so it's easier because you're busy to eat less, so therefore you weigh less. It's just a natural occurrence. So that's why I do it on Fridays. It gives me hope that I get a good weigh in. So this chart here is for the past 6 months of my Fridays that I've weighed in. You've seen it before. I showed it on my last live stream. So it shows that I went down last time I did it. And I did a pretty good, I'm going to say pretty good. I had a pretty good, all right, there, get some of the glare out of it. So I had a pretty good weigh-in last Friday. I think a lot of it had to do because I was tracking and I was doing a better job at tracking. So therefore I was doing a better job of watching what I was eating and everything else. Yeah. So it really is true. So Thomas said that he's more busy now than he is when he was retired. So, YouTube has been keeping us very busy in the last couple of months. So, but just the kind of whole thing with just work, like I said, work is just because work was kind of slow before. Now it has really, really stepped up. So, I like my job. So I like what I'm doing. But anyway, so getting back to the weigh-in. So I do it on Fridays. It gives me a chance to reflect a little bit. So if I've had a bad week or a couple of bad weeks, it kind of gives me a chance to reflect back and kind of say, well, did I do something wrong? Did I do something right? And everything else. So, so I kind of, just kind of taking a look at it and kind of looking at it and trying to read the comments as I go here. I'm sorry. So it just kind of gives me a one data point, and that's enough for me to look at. And I can look over after, so you'll see that the last couple of weeks where I started trending up, it gives me a chance to go back and take a look at it. So 805 Barbecue Junkies here. Welcome. Boy, I'll tell you, he's got a great channel. If you're into barbecuing and stuff like that, go over there and check his channel out. I'm telling you, he's cooked some great stuff. And he's a neighbor of mine, pretty close. So he's probably 10 miles from me, maybe 15 miles tops from me. So he's pretty close to where I am. So anyway, so Tom, so he's got his blood work back. Doctor said keto thing's working for him. All his lipids were normal again. So fantastic. So I did it. So I did my to kind of get off the weight subject a little bit. On Monday, I did my colonoscopy. I know not that you want to hear that, but I did go in for my colonoscopy. Everything was good. It was fine. The prepping one for it and everything else was not so fun. Liquid diet on Sunday, so not the way I wanted to spend my Sunday. I would have been much rather cooking or barbecuing or something else, or going and doing something. And instead, because of all the stuff you have to take to clean your system out, we had to stay pretty close to home on Sunday. And of course, Monday going into the place to get the procedure done, and everything is fine. So I got to go back again I think it's 7 years or something like that. I'll have to go back 5 or 7 years. He's going to let me know. And I'll do that. So I do, just to kind of go a little bit more on health, a little bit on the men's health issues. If you're 50 years old and over, you should be thinking about going and getting one. I'm going to tell you why. I know 2 people right now that have colon cancer and are really, really struggling and having a really, really hard time with it. And they got to the point where they were having issues with their bathroom routines. And that's when they went and got checked, and it was too late for, not necessarily too late for them, but it would have been much easier, and they wouldn't have had to go through all the treatments and the surgeries and all the stuff that they're going through if they had caught it back 2 or 3 years ago or 5 years ago. So please make sure you go get your checkups done. You see your doctor. You go for your blood work every year. Do whatever he has to do for the testing or anything else like that. So please do that for yourself and for the rest of us. So this is anyway, back to the weight. So you see that this week I started really tracking. I really kept my carbs down, total carbs down to 20 or less. I even did it on the weekend, so I dropped a bunch of weight. Actually, what I should have done was I should have weighed myself Monday before I went to the place to get the colonoscopy, because of not eating for a whole day. I'm sure. Yeah, I was actually, we weighed ourselves. I weighed myself. I just out of curiosity, and I was at 179 pounds, so I had dropped like 2.5 pounds, just for taking all the laxatives and stuff to clean your systems out. But that's kind of probably not some topic you guys want to hear about on this. It's kind of a crappy topic to talk about. Ha 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 ha. So, but anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. So, so how many carbs can I have? So the 805 barbecue junkie asked me, how many carbs can you have? I eat 20 total carbs. That's where I try to stay. Now, it's not like a set rule where you can only eat that, but that's where I try to stay around, and it seems to work good for me. Now, I do track total carbs, so so I do probably eat more meats than not, but I do also eat vegetables and stuff. And I would say most of the carbs that I get are from the vegetables that I eat. Because we do eat a lot of meats, a lot of pork, and a lot of steak and beef and different things. So those are all things that have zero carbs in, and a lot of chicken breast. So those are a lot of things that we eat are based around a meat, and then we add things to it, right? So, but that's kind of where we kind of hover around about 20 carbs a day, 20 total carbs a day. I know other people when they started out, and I know when I did it, I started out and I do 20 net carbs, which allows you to have a lot more stuff than total carbs do. So a good example would be the Slim Fast lemon drops. They're 9 total carbs, but they're only 1 net carb. So it allows you more things like that. So sometimes it's good to have that flexibility in your diet. But then when you get down to the point once you've kind of getting down, and I don't know how Tom's doing it as well, whether he's doing, whether you're doing, Tom, are you doing total carbs or net carbs? I'm not sure, because I know he's doing keto as well. So that would be a good question to ask. So, but you can lose a lot of weight. You can get healthy. For me anyway, I dropped 60 pounds in about 6 months. That's kind of where I'm at. And I know when I want to lose a couple more pounds, if I tighten up my carbs, and it really cuts it down. And really, basically, I guess the big thing is like cutting my sugars out, right? So I'm not eating sugars. I hardly have any sugars in my diet. So I eat very, very few sugars or things with sugars in them. Even the sweeteners, about the only thing I really eat sweeteners is probably, so Tom's doing 20 total carbs or less as well. So If you do that, you're going to lose weight pretty fast, I would say. Like I say, the first week or two, I don't know how it was for you, Tom, but for me, it was really getting over the sugar addictions, and it's kind of, to be honest with you, it's kind of weird because you're so used to having sugars. It really is like kicking sugar, and you'd be surprised what sugar is in everything. So it really, you have to really be careful if you're eating and you're watching what you're eating, and because it is in everything, and it has like 50 different names. So the dextrose and maltodextrose and all kinds of other names that have in it. So you know, so Christy's got to leave for her live stream. So hopefully you have a good live stream, Christy. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to show some other steps. So the second part of this is, I have been doing Derek's step journey. So this is my steps for like the past week or so. I'll scroll through. You can kind of see. So this is my steps for the entire month. I put all the data in here. It's just easier because I have to send it in once a week to my team captain, which is Joel and Christy over there in the Long Run. So go over there and check them out too if you get a chance. They're actually a really good channel. And if you like into budgeting and eating in a budget and stuff like that, they do a lot of that stuff. So they're pretty good at it. So so this is kind of my steps, and you'll actually see this past weekend. It's like Sunday because we stayed pretty close to home, and then Monday was in the center getting the colonoscopy done. So we didn't do much on those 2 days. But starting to pick back things up. Tuesday was pretty good. Yesterday was pretty good. At about 11,500 steps right now. And when we get done with this live stream, we'll go for a little walk, and then we'll have some dinner when we get back. So it's kind of our day and how we will go through it. And then sleep. This is my sleep chart. Now I'm gonna probably I've been trying these new patches. They're the VCI patches for the month. So that's kind of what you see here. You see in May is normal, no help, sleep aids or anything else. And then in June, I took the Perfect Keto's Beauty and Sleep Collagen. I took that. It's expensive. And I wanted to see whether it helped because I saw some other folks were ranting and raving about it. I'm going to be honest with you, it didn't really do anything for me. And then we get these, we don't have any, but what are they? VICI patches. So you just stick them on your wrist and whatever, and it has melatonin in it. It's supposed to help you sleep. And so I started tracking that as well to see if that helps me a whole lot. So this is just kind of, I know it's a busy chart, but that's what the chart looks like. And up at the top is just week by week. And so you'll see the difference between May and June and then to August as well. So did the score go up a little bit? I don't know. It's floating right around that low 80s, which is okay sleep. It says if it's 80 or higher, it's supposedly good sleep, right? So I will see. We got some other changes that are happening around here, so we'll see how that affects sleep over time as we get more used to it and stuff of that nature. So barbecue asked, so there's an app or something that you can count carbs. So I use, and I don't know what Tom uses, but I use an app called Carb Manager. So it's a free app. There's a free version and there's a paid version. I use the free version. I go in and it has a really easy scan. So I can take, if it has a barcode on it, I can scan the label on the package or whatever it is. And then I can just click yes. And it tracks, you can put in all your information. It'll give you macros and how many protein, how many fats you should have, how many calories you should try to stick with, and then how many carbs you should do, whether you want to do total carbs or net carbs. And then it will track fiber as well and net carbs. So it will track both of them. So I find it a useful app. I know there's Chronometer and there's Fitness Pal and some other. So no, I don't. So Tom had asked, do I have sleep apnea? No, I don't. I don't have sleep apnea. My problem is I sleep good. I fall asleep really good, but when I wake up, it's usually like 4 or 5 in the morning. When I wake up, I have a hard time going back to sleep. So so my problem is not getting to sleep. My problem is staying asleep. So once I get like that 5 hour or 6 hour mark, my body's saying, "Oh, it's time to get up and go do something." So I have a hard time. I get up and I have to go pee or something like that, and that's what also old guys do. And then I have a hard time going back to sleep after that. So we'll see. We'll see if that changes or not. So, but no, I don't. So, but George, so to answer your question, if you want, Carb Manager works well for me. It's free. Don't use the paid version. Use the free version. So Tom, you have the same issue as me. You wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and think, oh, geez, do I have to go edit a video? What am I doing at work today? What's going on? Where did I leave off yesterday? So that's kind of me as well. So anyway, but that's kind of cool stuff too. So I guess it helps me get some stuff done. So I know when I got up this morning to go to work, I get a few minutes and I played around and I edited a video and I got it ready, and that'll be the video for tomorrow. Otherwise, I'd probably be scrambling tonight to try to get it done. Now I can kind of take my time tonight and just get it out. And I just got to go in and do some verbiage and stuff like that in it and fix a few things and put a thumbnail on it, and then I'll be good. So, but other than that, things are going well. So I stopped doing quite so many premieres as well. I know some of you probably have noticed that because I was doing 3 a week. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that. Like I said, TubeBuddy said to release them like at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That seems to be the prime time to release them. So I've been doing that a couple times a week. I'm still doing the Monday ones because the one on Monday, generally I get quite a few people over here. Christy comes to it. Blessed Michelle's there. There's a bunch of them that come to those. So I really, really appreciate it. So if you guys want to go over and you want to see some help, some good family members and stuff like that, check them out because they will certainly, I'm sure, appreciate it and reciprocate back. But but go over there and check them out as well. So, but yeah, so I'm thinking we're just going to do the Monday one now and then kind of wait a few more weeks and see what's going on. The one I let yesterday, I let out the Cheddar Bay biscuit one. Actually did pretty well yesterday. So maybe there's something to it. The lives that I've been releasing at that time have been, the shorts I should say, I've been releasing at that time have been doing pretty well as well. So unfortunately, I don't have the ability because it tells me to do the lives like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And unfortunately for me, I'm at work until 4 o'clock. So I have another 2 hours to go. So when I get home, it's generally around 4:30, 4:45. So that's why for me, it's 5 o'clock here is when I'm going to start doing the live, just because it works for me and it gives me a little bit of time to get stuck in traffic. I don't live far. I don't work far from here. I live in in here, and I work in the same town that I live in, so it's an easy commute for me. It takes me about 10 minutes to get to work, which is nice, and that's what I want. But I did want to talk a little bit about supplements. So I know Athena from Seattle Sapphires, low carb adventures as well. I think it's so. So she asked me a couple questions about a couple of things, and one of them was MSM. So I wanted to talk briefly about MSM Pure. I'm using the SMM Pure, right? So that's the one I'm using. Let's see if the camera can focus on it. There it goes. So I'm using these because there's no fillers, there's nothing else in it. It's just straight MSM, and I was told when I did my research on it and looked at it, they said this was the best one to use it. Now, I will tell you that it's a very bitter taste, so it's not good tasting. So if you're looking for something that's good tasting, this is not it. So I will tell you that. My wife tried it a couple times and she said, no, I'm not taking that. You need to put it in something flavored or something if you want to take it. It was something new to me. So I've been doing this maybe a month or two, and I've only been putting a teaspoon in. So very, very small amount. So Linda's here. How are you? Baines Dining is here. And I'm going to kill your names, right? So is it Bung Dong in the USA is here as well? Is that how you say his name? My wife's over there laughing at me. So, but anyway, so I started taking this, and like I say, I started taking the Pure, and I've been putting it in my coffee, and it's okay. I mean, I'm kind of getting used to the taste of it now, but it is not very, very good tasting. So I went on to I went on to. This is an article from Healthline, so this is not my article. If you're interested in, let me know, and I'll put a link down below for it, or I'll send you the link if you ask for it in the comments. And it just talks about some of the benefits, and it says it's scientifically proven facts about this MSM. So which is methyl sulfide methyl or something like that. That's what it's called. So MSM is easier for me to say. But these are science-backed benefits for the MSM. So, and actually, I didn't realize it, but it's in some of the things that I've seen on the shelves before. And I didn't realize it until I was looking at some of the data and looking at some of the information on it. So, yeah, some names are really hard to pronounce. So I'm glad I'm Alan. So although Alan has a bunch of different ways of spelling it, and so people spell it generally the way I spell my name is not the way most people spell my name. So so it's kind of unique. And I know Linda is kind of, you probably get called, like I said, I was saying Linda just because it's close, but it's not the way it's pronounced. So anyway, so back to MSM. So one of the proven facts, it says it decreases joint pain to help improve your quality of life. I'm not going to read all this, but supposedly one of the most popular uses of it is to decrease muscle and or joint pain. It has benefits of joint degeneration in common to causing pains in knees, backs, hands, and hips. And what I didn't realize was that it's in a lot of the stuff. And we actually have some Move, I guess it's called Move or something like that. We had picked up a long time ago at Costco. And it actually has MSM in it. So, and I didn't realize that. So Lisa, how are you? Thank you for coming. So that's just one of the proven facts about doing it. So, it may be something that if you're having a lot of joint pain, knee pain, or stuff like that, it may be something to help. Second thing, it says it's has anti-inflammatory effects. So, and it also increasing your glycemic levels. So, is it glycemic level? I guess I don't know how to say that word. So I'm sorry about that. I'm butchering it. So it has anti-inflammatory properties, and it's well documented by scientific research, according to Healthline. Now, again, I'm reading what they're saying. This is not what I'm saying. I am not a healthcare person. I know nothing about it, healthcare, as far as medical advice or anything else. So I can tell you what worked for me and what's working for me, but that's about it. So anyway, so it's believed that the MSM inhibitors have a protein complex that involves anti-inflammatory responses in your body. So whenever you can get that anti-inflammatory, it's better for you, right? It helps you move easier. Things don't swell as bad. So it really reduces inflammation in the stomachs of mice with ulcers by inhibiting and releasing anti-inflammatory things in your stomach to help increase the levels of good anti-inflammatory properties. So there's been over 40 different studies that says that it shows that. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all this data. So it helps helps speed up recovery after exercises by reducing muscle damage and stress on your muscles as well. So there's supposedly a lot of pro athletes and stuff that are using this. So a study of 18 men shows that 50 milligrams of MSM powder per kilogram of body weight for 10 days significantly reduced exercise-induced muscle damage and increased antioxidants to actively following an 8.7 mile run. So it's just kind of interesting to do that. Of course, as you get older, like me, it helps with arthritis. So it helps kind of with that kind of side of it as well. Joint stiffness, pains and that stuff. I used to have a lot of knee pain, and I used to have shoulder pain and stuff like that. Now that was all gone. And the keto really took care of that. One of the side benefits of doing keto is that it gets rid of the inflammation in your body as well, because you're not eating all the inflammatory stuff. So all those things that I had in my body, my knees, my shoulder, and stuff have all gone away. So I feel much better. I feel 20 years younger. So, and I think my wife thinks I'm 20 years younger too. So, because I'm actually a lot more active. I can do a lot more stuff. I'm not in the pain that I used to be. So this was just kind of addition to, it helps with arthritis. Like I said, I'll go through some of these. Helps allergy symptoms. So it's been proven to help with allergy symptoms. It helps boost your immune system and stay healthy. And that's one of the things that I was concerned with all the stuff that's going on around the world, is that I want to be able to stay healthy, especially as being an older guy, that I want to make sure I stay healthy. I want to live a long, happy life, and I want to be active, and I want to be doing stuff, and I don't want to be sitting down, taking a lot of medication and a lot of stuff. So that was why I did it. So it does boost your immune system. It improves skin health by strengthening the skin, the structural components of your skin, also your skin and your nails, your hair and nails. So it's actually a good addition too, besides if you're taking any kind of collagen or anything else. It's a good addition too. And it actually has cancer fighting properties. So not that I would recommend it. If you have cancer, I would say talk to your oncologist, whoever you're talking to, and have them tell you. So there is some side effects that you could have or from it. So as well. So just make sure that when you start taking it, take small amounts of it at first, and just kind of to walk through it. So it's kind of weird, but so one of the things, like I said, I've been taking this now for 2 months. Has it been 2 months? About 2 months, I guess it is. So, and one of the things I noticed, and I know I watch Wendy and Harry over at Loving It on Keto. They're out of Phoenix, Arizona. And they were talking about, they noticed some of their gray hair was going away. And Harry actually has a bald spot in the top back of his head. And he says, it's filling in. His hair is growing back into the bald spot. And I kind of noticed it as well. My wife said something the other day about, she thinks that my hair, because I was getting a little bit really gray on the sides. And now it's not quite so gray anymore. And it seems to be going back. And I got a lot of colic hair on the top of my head, which is pretty bald, but if you look at it now, you actually see some like a fuzz coming out of it. So it's kind of weird looking, but I'll take it. So I'm hopeful that maybe it will help to get those follicles restored and moving again. I don't know whether it's this or something else that I'm taking, but that was one of the things that I have started taking, and it has some really, really good benefits. like I said, it tastes terrible. I would not take it if I didn't think it was making benefit to me. So it does has a scoop in it. That one side is a teaspoon and the other side is a tablespoon. So I would start off with a teaspoon and do that for a month or two. I'm still using the teaspoon one, just because it doesn't taste that good until I find a different way of taking it. And maybe I think Harry and Wendy, they're mixing it with some drink that they're doing in the afternoon, and maybe it's with electrolytes or something else. I'm not sure. So maybe I'll try and put it with some lemon juice or something like that and see if it makes it taste any better. Because in the coffee, it tastes pretty bitter. And as well as I use those daily mineral drops from Keto Chow, and that's bitter to start with as well. So, but that was one thing that I got asked about, and because I do put it in my coffee every day, so it's in almost every video that I do. So hey, Rhonda, how are you? Oh, okay. Hopefully Rhonda has to run to the hospital because of her dad. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully everything's all right. I know my dad's still up and kicking, but he's older. So hopefully everything goes good for him. I talked to him earlier before this. So Tom's saying he said he noticed that his hair got darker when he started using olive oil that he used. So you're just using it straight olive oil out of a bottle, Tom? Is that what it is? So, because that would be interesting to do. So I've used some coconut oil before, and I've done it with coconut oil before. It's kind of weird, that the weird feeling on your head when you have that oil on your head. But coconut oil, olive oil is probably thin enough where it's not like coconut oil where it's thick and you notice it a lot more. So, but anyway, so that was the first thing I was going to talk about. I was going to talk a little bit about probiotics too, and I'm still debating whether I need to do a prebiotic as well. I'd be interested to know if any of you guys are doing probiotics or prebiotics. Just kind of curious. Again, I started doing it because of the fact that the research had kind of said that if you're eating foods, or like in my coffee, I'm using a sweetener. So I'm using a monk fruit erythritol blend, and they say that it kind of can hurt your gut. So that's why I started doing it, just to help improve my gut, and so that I have a better digestive system. So I would ask. So 805 had asked if on one way he's doing it, because he's starting to do keto as well. He's been drinking a lot of water, a lot more water than normal. So I will tell you, for me anyway, I drink a ton of water. One of the things that I drink water for is because of the fact that you're expelling a lot more liquids than normal. So therefore, when you're expelling those liquids, you will expel a lot of the salts with it as well. So your body will actually start depleting itself of salt. So therefore, your body's looking for something as a salt, because the salt holds water and keeps you hydrated and stuff. So I do drink a lot of water. That's why you'll keep seeing me reach over here and grabbing a glass of water and drinking it. We got bottles of water a day at work, and I'll bet you I drink probably at work, after I get done with my couple cups of coffee in the morning. I probably drink, I'm going to say, I bet you I drink 5 bottles of water at work before I go home. And then I'll drink more here when I get home. So, again, it's just me. But I am going to talk about electrolytes too in a minute here, because that's something else that I do. I think it's really, really important. So, but the prebiotics, so I just kind of, again, Healthline is, if you're looking for a ton of information, Healthline is a great resource to go out there and take a look at. I love their site. They have a ton of stuff. They have a ton of topics. But it's just kind of interesting that they're talking about, according to estimates, that there's between 39 and 300 trillion bacteria living inside your body. So you think about that, 3 trillion bacteria is living. There's more bacteria living in your body than there is red blood cells. So in your body. So you want to take care of those bacteria, because a lot of those bacteria, especially the ones that reside in your gut, are really, really good for you, but there's also some really harmful ones. So you want to keep the good ones, how to say, healthy and alive and active. So you really want to keep those good cultures alive. So that's why I started doing it, because I want to make sure that my gut health is good, my digestion's good. And some of the things that, if you have a good digestive system, right, it can help you with your weight loss. It helps improve your digestive system. It helps helps enhance your immune systems, your health of your skin. It reduces some of the diseases as well. So those are just some of the side effects that you can get from it, or some of the benefits you can get from taking a probiotic. Now, I have been thinking about doing a prebiotic. So a probiotic is more your stomach and in that area. The prebiotic would be more your digestive system, your colon and your intestines and that kind of stuff. Because those are the enzymes are the ones that are actually absorbing the minerals and stuff into your body. So your stomach actually allows you to break it down and stuff of that nature. So really good benefits. I'm not going to go into it really deep. There's some really great benefits to it. Again, I mean, they get into the microorganisms in your gut and everything else in their article, and talk about all the different breakdown of it and stuff. And I'm not going to go into that level of it. I'm not that knowledgeable about it. Then it kind of goes down into why it impacts your weight loss, and so I go down there and check out Healthline. Go down there and check them out online. Go down there, healthline.com, and then, like I said, you can do a ton of research on it, because they got a lot of great articles on there. Some good, some not. Most of them are written by medical professionals or somebody that's around medical professionals. So it's pretty good. Again, so if there's anything that I can help you guys with or anything else like that, don't ever be afraid to contact me. I do have an email down below. Send me an email. I will do whatever I can to help you as well. So the other thing I do want to just touch base about, George, you just talked a little bit about it, was I do use electrolyte drops. I'm using the Keto Chow one right now. I also have some of the Perfect Keto ones as well. So they're both good. I like both of them. You have to be careful when you're taking electrolytes, because some of them, come on, focus. There. Trying to focus on my face, I guess. So, because some of them have a lot of carbs in them, they have sugar in them and everything else. And again, especially when you're doing keto, you want to stay away from the ones that have a lot of sugar and stuff in them. So, again, if you're doing keto, you're dispensing and getting rid of a lot of salt, a lot of minerals and stuff like that, and this helps really replace it, right? So, again, Healthline, go over there and check them out, because they have a lot of stuff over there. So, and they really talk about it, right? So, I mean, it has magnesium in it, it has potassium in it, it has sodium in it. So it has a lot of really good stuff in it. So those are the things that you really want to concentrate your body, especially if you're doing keto or doing a low carb lifestyle. You're going to be depleting yourself of some of those minerals and stuff of that nature. So you really want to, you really want to replenish them and stuff as well. So, so those were a couple of the minerals I wanted to kind of talk about, and just kind of, kind of quickly go over, or whatever things that I talk about. I know other people, I take a lot of other stuff as well. Some people don't take stuff. I know, like I was talking, the two crazy ketos the other day were talking about, they don't take a whole lot of supplements, but they're eating mainly 90% of a meat-based diet, and they think that they're getting enough nutrients from their meats that they don't have to take supplements. and they're primarily eating what they call remnant animals. So that's animals that have multiple chamber stomachs, just because they digest the food so much better. So therefore, they're much more nutritious, and they get a lot more vitamins and minerals into their systems. So that supposedly they're better and healthier for you to eat. So, George, that's perfect for you that likes to do a barbecue. The only thing is you got to figure out how to way to make barbecue sauces and not put any sugar in them. So, which is really, you just put sweetener in its place. That's what I'm doing. Allulose and or erythritol or monk fruit or something like that, and they work out pretty well most of the time. So, because it really is about really cutting the sugar. That's the way I look at it. I probably cut my sugar down to a tenth of what it was, probably 100th of what it was before I was doing it. So it does a couple of things. So now when I drink something that's really sweet, it really you can really taste that sweetness, and also it really makes you feel like crap the next day or even that day. It'll give you headaches. It will make you feel like you got the flu or something else just because you ate a bunch of sugar and stuff of that nature. So, but yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So I would like to talk a little bit about the channel. So I'd like to, on these weekly videos, and I know like Tom, you and Mike are doing it. So I would like to possibly do some collaborations with some folks. So Linda and or Tom or any of you guys want to come up and join the channel or something, send me an email, let me know. Maybe we can arrange it. And so I'd like to do maybe one of these a month and have one or two guests. Misty's been on here a couple times. So Misty, your pal Misty, if you haven't gone over and checked her channel out before, go over there and check her channel out. She's been a really, really good friend. She's been doing keto. She's lost 135 pounds. She's really gotten into the fitness side of it. And it's really something fairly new. I'm going to say in the last 6 months or so that she's really gotten into it. And it was really after she lost the weight that allowed her to actually start moving and getting out and actually doing stuff. So go over there and check her channel out because you'd be really impressed. Like I said, she started at like 330 pounds. Now she's just got she's just under the 200-pound mark now and continuing to go. She's a world of knowledge as well. Like I said, she's been on my channel twice as well. There's a bunch of folks out there. So, yeah. So I'd like to kind of start doing that collaboration where once a month that I have one or two guests on. Again, like I said, Ventures with Michelle, I believe, is her channel as well. I'll drop the links down below. She was on the guest last time as well. So something like that would be good. Get on there, talk about, it could be, like I said, it doesn't have to be keto. I do some exercising and health as well, not just diet as well, but also just in general health. It doesn't have to be even keto. Come over there and we can talk about different things. If you're a vegan, what's the difference with that? What's the benefits of that versus what I'm doing? Everybody's going to be different. Everybody has to find what works for them. So you give the people the options, let them try whatever they want to try, and whatever works for you and whatever is sustainable, that's what you got to kind of do, right? So for me, I've found that this is sustainable for me. I love the foods that I'm eating. There isn't much that I can't imitate or find something that's somewhat close. Like I said, make the teriyaki chicken. That's really, really good on a better rice, the cauliflower rice. I'm not a big fan of cauliflower rice. I got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of it. So I don't eat a lot of it by itself. But when I put something on it, like the teriyaki and with a little bit of sauce on it or something of that nature, so it's really, really good. So I really, really appreciate that. So that it helps the food so that I can eat it, whereas normally I couldn't. Right? It's kind of like taking gravy or drippings off of a meat, and instead of adding a bunch of sugars to it, you just add the right stuff to it to make it so it's nice and flavorful and thick, a little bit thicker. Add some xanthan gum to it or something else. And then learning to cook. I was not much of a cook I'm not going to say I'm much of a cook now, but but I wasn't much of a cook, and now I can cook a lot more stuff. So yeah, Lisa's saying she loves vegetables. I do too, and I eat vegetables. I probably eat more vegetables now than I did before. I think before I was eating a lot of yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. So I agree with Tom saying, if you look at what Tom said, he said that oh, I'm gonna so Lisa said she loves vegetables. I do too, and I'm gonna stick with this for a second. Then I'll go back to Tom. But vegetables, I eat more vegetables probably now than I did before, because before I was eating a lot of, I guess I'm gonna say kind of a junky food. So like a pizza, and there's no vegetables on it, right? Or fast food, and it'd be French fries, and that would, my idea of vegetables would have been a French fries or tater tots or something of that nature. And now when I have vegetables, it's more of a bok choy or asparagus or broccoli or one of those. It's no longer the nightshades or anything else that can cause inflammation in your body. So, but I generally almost every day I eat vegetables. It's pretty rare that I don't eat vegetables. So, but I would say every day that I eat vegetables. Whereas before I wasn't necessarily, because I was, like I said, I had French fries. That was a vegetable, right? But wasn't a good vegetable. And then, of course, now cauliflower is a vegetable, but but yeah, it's cauliflower, and it does not. Oh, excuse me. So cauliflower is not rice. It doesn't taste like rice. Nobody's gonna get you to convince you that it's the same as rice and it tastes like rice. But if you're putting something on it, some seasoning or something of that nature, or you cook something and it has juices in there and you put the juices on it, it gives it flavor. It does absorb the flavor of whatever you're putting on it. So therefore, it tastes pretty good when you do it like that. If you're just having it by itself as a side dish, don't bother. At least in my opinion, don't bother. Now, if you're putting something on top of it, then it tastes pretty good. So, of course, Lisa's saying she loves cauliflower. So, but I'm not, and I don't mind. I like cauliflower cooked by itself, but not as rice. So, but then again, if you put something on it and you give it some flavoring, then it's pretty good. So, so I like it like that. But hey, each his own. So, but you got to kind of find something sustainable for you, and because of the fact that, to me, now I've lost my weight where I want to be, and I'm kind of in that sweet spot. 180 pounds where I wanted to be, plus or minus 5 pounds where I wanted to be. That's where my doctor wanted me. So that's kind of what we had set, and that's where I've been, and I've been able to maintain it for a long period of time now. So I've been at this weight for a long time. So it's really, really been good for me. Again, I track it. I do track it because of the fact I start creeping up when I don't do that weigh-in, and I start doing that, what they call carb creep, where I start eating things I shouldn't eat. And then I start gaining a pound here and a half a pound there. And before I know it, I've gained 4 pounds. So I got to put my brakes on and say, whoa, wait a minute. Let's go back and let's take a look at what we're eating, and let's cut that back out again and eat right. So, but so that's kind of my put on that. So I kind of went off on a tangent on that. So, but hey, so we're coming up on the hour mark again. I'm always here to help. I love helping people. Again, if somebody you're watching the channel and you'd like to do a collab or something else like that on a Thursday evening or some other day, then let me know, and maybe we can sit down and we can talk a little bit about it, and then can do some things. You come to my channel, I go to your channel, and then we can kind of help each other out that way as well. Then you get a little visibility, and I get a little bit of visibility to your community as well, which is always helpful to each other, right? So I love doing that stuff. I actually like having somebody here to chat with. It makes it a little more entertaining, I think. And then the topics become a little different as well. So, but I don't know. Let me know. Like I said, I have an email down there. You send me an email. We could talk about it and see about doing something, right? So, all right. So we're up on that hour, up on that golden hour coming up. So, you know, so time. So Tom's gonna head out. So I think it's time for that's my cue for heading out as well. So I want to thank everybody for coming by. I want to thank everybody that's here and actually in the replay, especially the people that are here for the live while we're here. I truly appreciate you coming. I really appreciate you here. So I do have to go out, and we have to go do a couple of errands here, and we're actually going to go for a walk here shortly as well. So I got to finish off my day and get my steps in. So hopefully you do as well. I know it's nighttime in a lot of places where it's not. Make sure you're moving your body. Make sure you're eating right. Stay healthy. Stay well. Try to I can't say stay wealthy, but but stay healthy, because you know what, your health is your wealth. So, so you guys be good. Elvin, how are you? You're coming on just at the last minute, so because we're gonna get ready to go. Hopefully you guys have a great day. I'll see you next Thursday at the same time, same channel, and we'll talk about a little bit more. Maybe next week I'll have my calendar ready. We can kind of go through that for September as well. Like I say, if you'd like to come on for a few minutes and chat with me and with the community, let me know as well, and we can arrange that. If there's any way or shape or form that I can help you, send me an email, and we can talk and chat and see what I can do for you, or point you in a direction that might be good for you. So, all right. You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you soon.